Hey guys, let me tell you about Tim and Justin. I'm going to take you for a little walk. This is my actual furniture shop here. This is where all the magic happens in my custom furniture business. Tim and Justin were two very different types of salespeople. Okay, these are real guys that really worked at my car dealership when I was there. Tim was your quintessential salesman. You know, when I say salesman, this is the guy that you think about. This is the guy that never stops talking. Can sell, as they say in Tommy Boy, ketchup popsicles to a woman in white gloves. That was Tim. We called him the Velvet Hammer, meaning he could nail a customer down to something and they'd never feel it. There was even a time once where Tim sold a car to a guy. The guy came in the very next day and said, I didn't even want to buy this car. Tim made me buy this car. He was crying in the office trying to get the deal unwound. And Tim thought that was just hilarious. He used to tell me all the time, you know, he'd do this thing where he'd do like a headlock and he'd say, buy or die, you know. And I remember him sitting with customers at his desk for like an hour at a time, just saying the same thing again and again and again until they bought, right? That was Tim. Tim was your quintessential sales guy, right? Now, Justin, if you looked at Justin and you saw his demeanor, you saw the way that he spoke, you would not guess he was a typical salesman. I would call Justin kind of more of if I saw him just on the street, I'd say, you 10 bar, right? Like you're one of those dudes, right? He was kind of lanky, a little bit awkward at times. You know, his demeanor wasn't really all that attractive, but he was just very unassuming, right? Now, when Justin started sales, he was at one point the Lube Bay manager. When he started sales, he moved over to the sales floor. And in his first year, he sold less than Tim. Tim made more money, okay? Now, then the next year, when he kept moving with it, Justin and Tim made about the same. Now, Tim wound up leaving sales from that point, okay? But he had made the exact same amount of money for every year that he was there, or pretty close to, within a few $1,000s with each year. He had made about the same amount of money, right? Justin, in his first year, made less than Tim. In his second year, made just as much as Tim. In his third year, way surpassed him. And in his fourth year, just blew past everybody and broke so many sales records. And it wasn't because of his sales skills. It wasn't because he was this amazing salesman. He couldn't really sell anything to anybody. What set Justin apart was that if he didn't have the right car for you, he'd tell you. He'd just say, you know, I don't have what you need right now, but I'll keep an eye out for you. And he would keep his word. So he had customers coming back to him again and again and again and again and again because they trusted him. Okay, that's the difference between Tim and Justin. You don't want to be a Tim, right? Tim was in it for the quick buck. He was in it for the short fix. He needed to make money. He wanted to make money, and he knew he could talk anyone into anything, right? Now, can you imagine if Tim and Justin were combined into the same type of salesperson? Meaning that you combine Tim's charisma and his ability to converse with people and to connect with people. You combine that with Justin's trustworthiness and his integrity. That's the goal. That's what we really want. That's what we're striving for as salespeople. We don't want to just be able to sell anything to anybody. We want to be able to have people trust us. We want them to understand that we have their best interests at heart. That's what the best salespeople in the world have in common. They get behind a product that they love, and all they're doing is working to show the customer how what they have meets what they need, okay? So, in your sales journey, in what you're trying to do in your sales profession, you want to do the best that you absolutely can to give the customer what they need, to help them see that what you have is what they're after, and to be completely honest with them if it's not. If someone comes to you, let's say you're a custom metal worker and you specialize in making wrought iron railing, okay? Someone comes to you and they say, hey, I'm looking for this brass sculpture, and you've never done anything with brass, and that I want this beautiful thing to be out in my front yard. Don't lie to them and say, yes, I do that all the time. I can absolutely do that. Sure, why not? Be honest with them and say, you know what? I've not worked with brass very much. I'd love to get into it, and I'd love to work with you on this project, and I promise you I'll give it my all. But to be perfectly honest with you, this isn't my forte, okay? If it's not something that you want to do, just tell them it's not what you want to do. I do tables, right? This is kind of what we do. We do custom tables. That's the only one we have finished right now. got some chairs over there, some stools ready to go. That's what we focus on, right? So when a customer comes to me and says, I want to remodel my kitchen, I want you to do the cabinets, or I want a custom hutch or something like that, I have to be honest with them and say, you know what, this is something we can do, but it's not something we focus on. So it's really not where the direction that I want to take the business, right? You be honest with people. You let them know exactly what you do. You show them what you can do. But if what they're after isn't what you do, then just let them go. There will be plenty of other people that come by, and they will appreciate the integrity and the honesty. So just wanted to share with you that quick story about Tim and Justin. Don't be a Tim. Don't be a Justin either. Be both, right? We want to be able to converse and connect with people on a real, genuine level. And we also want to serve their needs as best as we possibly can. Follow through with what you say you're going to do, and you'll have a long and successful sales career.